Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Nickey, your Adventure Radio Works host, world host. And today I would like to just speak a little bit about attitude and determination. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome and enjoy the full beauty of this amazing adventure that Nickey, all the way from South Africa, is taking all of us. And this adventure is not something you experienced before. It's not that kind of adventure you are thinking of. It's a kind of adventure that is going to make you think in a different way. It's the kind of adventure that is going to make you feel powerful, that will make you understand your true worth, and will make you understand that instead of adding days to your life, now is the time to add life to each day. Over to you, Nickey.
Thank you so much, Marina. Yeah, so I just want to speak a little bit about attitude. And once again, it takes me back to my childhood days where I was about 12 or 13, and I was swimming in the school team, and everything was great. But then you change schools from standard 5, what we call in South Africa, to standard 6. So from primary school to high school. And when I got there, they absolutely had no swim team. Now, for me being a very practical person and sporty type of person and not very academical, it was a very big challenge for me because once again, I felt left out. I couldn't really perform academically, wasn't really enjoying school very much, and they had absolutely no swimming team. And with my parents having 6 children, there was just no ways that I would be able to swim outside of school at any other club because they had 6 children and they had to be all over the place seemingly at once. So my attitude towards that was very negative, and I could never understand why it is that it didn't work out. And I just decided, oh, well, I've got no choice but to throw myself into my academics and just to do absolutely the best I can. So we can either have a negative attitude towards a situation that happens or a situation that happens in life, or you can change and create your energy to what is thrown at you. What can you do with it to make that choice of, okay, well, how can I make this better? I have to do this. I have no choice. But the choice that you do have is how to make it better, how to get through it easier, how to ask other people for assistance to help you get to that end goal. School is school. Everybody has to go to school, and it is great to do well. So I just had to make a choice to say, right, I have to change my attitude. There is no swimming team. I tried all the other sports, but I just wasn't good enough. Swimming was my sport. And I just had to change attitude towards my studies and really just put everything into that. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Nickey. So there you go. You are a young girl, and yet you have this strong vision of what you want from life. At any level in your life, you bring yourself to a point of power, to a point of vibration where you see things that other people can't see, and you help them take part. Wow, I found that amazing, because most of the time people feel, to put the brakes, even if they have a brilliant idea, they feel that, who I am to do this. And I know during younger years in your life, at the beginning of your life, it's a lot easier to express yourself. It's a lot easier to go for it. And yet, I'm looking at you, I'm thinking you are the very same girl. you 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 have a vision and you go for it, and this makes everything so much easier. And I'm so almost like jealous of your students, because they're there with you and they could learn from you so much. And I wish I could pour you into a little bottle and ask you to send it all over the world. So people will all have your essence, because it is your energy that something produces something, almost like the green in the nature. When the light hits the plant, and the green start manifesting and growing. And this is what I see in you, Nickey, and this is what I see you are bringing to the world: fresh life, new ideas, the energy to go for it. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Marina. Yes, that is correct. At the end of the day, we only learn through experiences. So, like I said before, you have to change your attitude to what life throws at you. Obviously, there is a reason for it, and you might not see the reason immediately, but work with what you have. And if you don't know, you ask, because we've got so much to learn from each other in different various ways that it's actually quite amazing. And if you're not going to speak and ask for help, you'll actually never know what the next person, what light they can actually bring into your life. And if I do think back to my school day years, yes, it was hard for the 5 years that I really had to apply myself and academically. And I remember my dad saying to the other 5 children, and they were all academical and sporty, so they were a combination of the two, which always made me feel left out somehow. But I remember one significant time when my dad said to one of the children, if only you worked as hard as Nickey, you'll get straight A's. And I was working my butt off, and I literally just academically passed by 1 or 2%. And that made me realize that my parents, they did see the good in me, my stepdad and my mom, and they did realize I was working very hard. But at the time, I don't think they really realized that I was a practical person. And if we had maybe put myself into a technical school, I would have passed with flying colors, because obviously being practical. But that did make me feel good, because it meant that they saw that I was working hard. I wasn't just sitting back and slacking. So yes, I always felt like the little black sheep because I wasn't doing as well as the rest of the kids. But that's where you also learn, with hindsight, being older now, you cannot compare yourself to them. Everybody has got their own individuality, and they bring something special to the table, where once again we learned from each other, being such a big family. And as an adult today, I can sit back and I can actually pinpoint what each of my siblings are good at. And even though we grew up under the same roof with the same rules and regulations, and everybody was treated the same way, it's interesting how people's personalities are absolutely different. And you do not have to, I don't want to call it mistakes, but you don't have to do the same things that your parents had done. You can change that circle of life by the way that you think, by the way that you look at life, by stop being a victim. Just stop being a victim. We all go through different experiences, and yes, we all have good days and bad days, but you need to learn to pick yourself up and take the bull by the horns and just shake it. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Nickey, and I know you created this amazing club for adventure, and I know this is purely because you don't want people to struggle as you did. You want them to go straight to the point, to avoid all and eliminate all the hardship you've been through, and go to exactly where they want to be. And you are there for them. You offer the guidance they need, and you offer them not only the map for this adventure, but you are offering them everything else they need in their toolkit to empower themselves and set themselves for their own victories.
Yes, that is correct, Marina. So it's called the Adult Adventure Club, and adventure actually stands for different acronyms, which will be chapters in my book that Marina is going to help me write, which I'm very excited about. But what it's all about, it's a VIP adventure club. It will probably be anything between 3 and 7 days of a boot camp, but it's not a boot camp like you think it's a boot camp. Make no mistake, being Nickey, I will add some physical aspects to the boot camp, but it's more to make you grow emotionally and spiritually and the way that we think. And really just seeing every day as your last day. And what if you knew today that this was your last day, what would you do differently? You know, everybody would change something, that's for sure. And they will go out there and they'll absolutely have no fear to do what it is that they wanted to do in 24 hours. And they'll probably even get more done in that 24 hours, knowing that that was their last day here. So, as I said, adventure stands for different acronyms, and today I'm discussing attitude and determination. So if you feel that you are the underdog, for instance, it's up to you to change that. And that's where determination comes in. You set your goals, you make your steps of how you're going to get to those goals, and then it's absolutely sure, pure determination. And while you are going to those goals, you tell your friends about it, you tell your family about it. Yes, some of them will be alongside you and they'll push you to do better, and others will have something to say, but that's also just to test you. That is just to say, you know what, he said I can't do it, but I'm going to show him I can, because I know I can and because I want to. So even if somebody shows you a bit of negativity, you should actually turn it around into the positive and see it as, well, you know what, I can do it. So the more people who shows you negative energy, turn it around into positive and really just shoot for the stars. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Nickey, I always, I'm taking notes and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so exciting. So, because usually these adventure clubs are for children, and they're designed for children because they're ready to embrace change, and they're ready to not know what's next. But others have this tendency to be a safe, to keep their boat in a safe harbor. But the boat wasn't built to be in a safe harbor, and allowing yourself to grow means allowing yourself to explore, to see how far can you push yourself, what are you made of, and tell me, just explain to our listeners, and I know it's going to be in your book, and I know everybody is going to absolutely love it, but tell me how is going to help the participants, what they are going to achieve at the end of this boot camp, at the end of this adventure you are taking them on. What's going to be possible for them?
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about thinking differently. As children, we go through experiences. Some of us work through those experiences, others don't, and they hang on to it. And when you reach your 30s, 40s, then you realize something is holding you back. And they haven't actually dealt with whatever it is that happened in their childhood. And that actually spills over into every area of your life. So what I would like to do is to change their attitude, help them be more determined and be victorious about whichever avenue they want to take. And it's all about thinking differently, because what happened in your childhood happened. You can't change that, but you can work through it, through people that we bring in to our boot camp to help you with it. Okay, so we talk about it, we draw pictures, we run and jump, we do anything. So it is very exciting, because obviously I don't want to give everything away, but it's all about our experiences that we've had. I want to teach my participants about nutrition, training, and how good that actually makes you feel to have a positive mindset through the good nutrition and training. We can do goals for them, their ultimate desires, what they would like to achieve in life. Teach them not to be resistant to everything, because like you said before, if we show resistance because we're scared or we have fear, which is normal, everybody has got that. But how are you going to know that you can be successful if you're not going to take that step forward? If you take yourself back to 6 or 7 years old and they told you to do something, jump in the fire, you'll jump in the fire because an adult told you to do that. But why, as an adult, when somebody tells you jump in the fire, you wouldn't go? Because now you know the fire is hot and this might happen and that might happen. So we always have, I want to say, an excuse for not doing something because we're scared of failing. But what I would like to teach at my Adult Adventure Club is that anything is really possible. So it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, the Comrades Marathon was run 2 weeks ago, and we had a participant who ran half of the Comrade Marathon with prosthesis, 2 prosthesis. So he's got no legs, but he ran half of the Comrades Marathon with 2 prosthesis. Now, I mean, come on. If he can do that, and that is a huge challenge for somebody who's disabled, if I can say that, then we can able ourselves to do absolutely anything in the world. It's just how our attitude is towards life and towards the situations that is thrown at us on a daily basis. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Nickey, I can't wait actually to see what's happening next. And I know next week you are going to bring us more, and you are going to share more with our listeners. And I want to remind our listeners that we open the nominations for the Radio W.O.R.K.S World Awards 2016. And now is the right time to nominate Nickey. Nominate Nickey as your favorite host because she is mine. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, Marina.
Goodbye.